I think we're in America's finest city, as everyone knows, and I'm pretty sure you can see every square inch of it, so that's awesome. And then finally, I'd like to thank both the Hunts, Mr. Dix and Miss Collins. You guys raised really great kids. I think we all know that Tyler and Kelsey are great people and have been inexplicably been friends with me for so long, so I'm not sure what you did there, but they must be really compassionate. So how do I know Tyler? Growing up, we went to middle school together, and that's kind of where I kind of knew him. It wasn't really until high school when I really figured out who he was once we started playing football together and realized that we're two big dudes that like to lift weights and do the same thing. And when you spend so many hours literally right next to each other, it just kind of happens. And after we became friends, obviously Kelsey has been in the picture forever, so she was kind of a part of the deal there. And it was at this point where I became the couple's designated third wheel. And this is a title that I've held on to tightly for many years since. So that's how we know each other there. Now, why am I speaking in front of you today? That's a good question, actually. Tyler, for whatever reason in his head, decided that I would be a good best man, and congratulations for deciding that. So how do you think he went about asking me? That's always a good question too. Me and him text occasionally. We're talking one day. He's, "Hey Ross, what are you up to?" I was like, "Oh, I have the transcript here." To which I responded, quote, "Watching the game at my friend's place," end quote. And of course his response was, quote, "Well, if you're not too busy, do you think you can be my best man?" And to which I responded something along the lines of, "I think I can make that work out and squeeze that into my schedule here." So that's how I got up here today. Now, I did many hours of YouTube research in order to prepare for this moment. I'd like to think it paid off, but we'll see. Now, this is the point where I'm supposed to think of a story where I can thoroughly embarrass Tyler in front of all his friends, family, close acquaintances, whatever you are out here. And so I've had a few months to think about this. I have nothing else to do in Oklahoma, so I just sit there and think, how can I make this a good speech? How can I really embarrass Tyler? And I've just been thinking, and I've come up with quite a few stories, actually. But they all were embarrassing for me and not for him. So usually what would happen was I would do something stupid, and they would just be laughing at me on the sidelines. So rather than embarrass myself this evening, which I may have already done just by talking to you all, I'm going to go ahead and just think of some positive memories that we've shared over the years in no particular order. So I guess we'll start with high school. We were in the weight room breaking records and being just the strongest, biggest kids on the block. Which I say that, but if you look in the record room or the weight room, it's true. We were certified badasses. Which I think he's still pretty good. But or if we're on the field next to each other with our winning power right combo, just destroying Great Oaks defense in our final game, we were always next to each other. Or all those times when we'd go to the beach bonfire and I'd have to be racing, quote racing, going the speed limit through Camp Pendleton to try and make it home before curfew and before my mom executed me. So Tyler was always involved, and of course when I say Tyler was involved, Kelsey was there too. Obviously, I mean, it's kind of a package deal, as you all should know by this point. Then after high school, you get a little more freedom. You get to go and move to this great city, which these two actually happen to be posted right down the street at one of the best condos I've ever seen in my life. The Hunts, again, have great taste. And then we kind of moved on into, going to Padres games because obviously the Hunts have great taste again. They have season tickets, and for some reason they're friends with me and they like to invite me to things. So we'd go to the games, we'd go hang out at the condo, watch The Office, which if you don't know, it's a TV show, a great TV show. And then later developing on into when I finally got a motorcycle shortly after he did, because I can't let Tyler one-up me on anything. Just driving around the city, doing motorcycle rides, and then finally doing the occasional PB run, which I would attend religiously, but they would sometimes join me for. So that was a good time. But as we move on after college now, we're on different parts of the country. I think all the groomsmen are living in a different state at least, and I know, I think the both bridesmaids are here still, unfortunately. Just kidding, no, I'm just kidding. But you leave and you go do your thing and you come back, and whenever I come back here, it's like we didn't even skip a beat. We're still best friends, and we still just keep going at it. It's awesome. But I'm sorry. None of y'all can talk about this later. Sorry. So just through all these years and all these experiences, I've really come to realize I told you can't say anything about this. How Tyler's a great guy, a great friend, and I know he's going to be a great husband. So if you can raise your glasses to your future, best of luck to you both.
To say something.